suck. Start the fucking show.
Gotcha. That was low as hell, man. I'm gonna start that over again. We need to start that over. That was not the right way to do this. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, booyah! Get the music going. And that's how you're supposed to do it. Sorry about that, people.
Turn up and damn, turn it up. Till the music's pumping, bitch.
This was actually a lot better than this. No, this is actually a lot better than the other theme song. I actually like this. Nice little club feeling and everything, even though we're just sitting down chilling. Like, you can't actually do a club feel for a show when you literally have this dude looking at the camera just chilling.
And his birds passed out on his shoulder, man. It's like bar at 4 o'clock in the morning when everyone's trying to leave or try to get hooked up at the end.
I know, like, his music should just be elevator music, like, dun.
You got the one weird guy in there that brought a pet.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to be a villain and shit. God, even your bird just fell asleep, like, face first onto your fucking shoulder.
If you're listening to this and don't know what we're talking about, Alan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and my bird's not asleep. He just wants some attention.
So that's how she gets attention, by just sniffing her own balls?
No, by basically bending her head and wanting me to.
Oh, she's sniffing her own balls. I get it. Yeah, I fucking.
I'm asking questions.
Just because that's what you do to get attention doesn't mean that's what animals do to get attention.
Birdman, king of science. Do birds have balls?
Oh, you
no.
I messed up. Okay. It's just one problem or one mess up. Jesus Christ, you asshole!
You do that all the time. You kind of suck at everything.
No, that's a legit question, man. Because like, all right,
no, oh no, what we're about to go to now?
As mammals and as people that own pets, we've always seen our fucking animals' genitalia. Half the time, it's mostly to get them cut off. But like with birds, you don't really see nothing. So like, what is it like internal or like they don't have shit? Like, how does this work?
No, they're like reptiles. They lay eggs. They're reptiles, but I thought they were reptiles for a while, but they lay eggs and then something comes over and fertilizes the egg, and that's how they hatch. They don't have genitalia like that.
All right, well, shit. Man, Alan knows all about the private parts of the birds. Then again, he would, though, because he has a bird.
Yeah, he does!
Oh, Jesus Christ. God, man. You know, I actually do miss Gary.
Fuck the birds, Nick!
Oh, God. I feel sorry for your neighbors, too, by the way, too. Like, they're just probably so fucking annoying with you doing that.
I got my cousin and his girlfriend over, man. They probably think I just lost my mind on some hardcore drugs.
Yeah, bath salts, motherfucker.
I'm about to make the same joke. They're like, oh, not the bath salts again.
Exactly. BBM's in the chat again. What's up, BBM? Everyone's saying get Birdman laid. Why are they trying so hard to get you laid?
I don't fucking know, man. I was having an amino a couple of hours ago where it's just like they just all came together to try to get me laid for some fucking reason.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be complaining or not about that. I mean, that's actually pretty awesome.
Depends on what happens.
They're hoping that he has a piece of. Then the bird was mad, like the pussy. No.
Started freaking out. Like, did you see the future? And be like, oh shit, it does not go well.
I have 2 new owners. No, but I'm just saying, like the chat is kind of right when it comes to it. You'd probably be less stressed and love a lot more things if you did get yourself a little ass.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and not just the ass you get when you wipe your ass. Like, not that kind of ass, but just. Like,
I'm not listening to Mr. Aneurysm about being calm with my life.
By the way, you know, actually, I'm gonna ask you something. Why do you hate so much things? We never actually asked you that.
I don't hate a lot of things. I hate the normal amount of things.
No, you hate a certain amount of things.
Fuck all! I don't want to hear this shit from Captain Cynicism.
No, that is
Mr.
definitely.
Aneurysm over here. God damn it!
Hold on, I'm cynical. But I still like stuff.
You're Captain Cynical, he's Mr. Aneurysm.
I'm Aneurysm? What the hell would you freak out about women getting jobs in Hollywood? Really?
You freak out about everything all the time. Shit, there's a fucking movie studio on this docket you're gonna fucking yell at about half an hour.
Just a week ago, you jumped over my review of Sorry to Bother You and just lost your mind. So he's kind of got a point, Nick.
Oh, God, we gotta bring up old shit. Like, seriously. That's,
I mean, like, 3 days ago.
Whatever. And I don't think it was 3 days ago. It was probably like a week ago.
Afterward, I honestly... just to tease people to go back and watch the episode, I think you got a fight with Alan just right after that fight too. So you just
pretty much.
I was pissed off. Like literally.
And what about the week prior? We were talking about the fucking both the skyscraper and acrimony reviews. You were actively yelling at me. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. For one, that was Jet. Jet and you went at each other that whole time. That
I wonder who set that up.
What did I do?
Literally set that up.
There's only 3 of us here to hand out links, and it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't me.
Well, no, I guess I have to get to the rules about that later on. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, no, but the thing is though, like, yeah, you and Jet did not like each other in that review. But that's by the way, you were yelling a lot, sir. You were scaring me. I was nervous.
She was yelling just as much as I am.
I'm just saying. But, you know, and then the skyscraper thing, I mean, I didn't even see the movie. I just wanted to give the other opinion of the other audience members. You know, that's all. I'm not,
See, I never lie. Nick lies all the time.
I did not lie. I'm lying now, but I did not lie when that happened.
Wow.
Oh, I don't even talk shit about, you can bring up old shit. Mr. watched the movie twice and still didn't get the fucking beginning of the goddamn movie. She's mentally handicapped, Alan.
I did. Hey, I actually watched the movie. What did you do during it?
The beginning I saw.
I saw the beginning twice. Did you ever fucking say it? I stand by that shit.
You missed the small details that made the movie seem just like Jurassic Park, man. That's the way you.
You're right.
You're right. Acrobaty's exactly like Jurassic Fallen Kingdom, man.
No, I never said that. Here's the thing: you two motherfuckers be playing games all night, being best friends and shit, and then you start fucking taking each other's side all the goddamn time.
I was just on your side, bitch. Fuck off.
No,
yeah, I was there when we were talking about fucking Sorry to Bother You. That whole fucking show, you were just comparing random movies to other random movies.
And I you know, by the way, too, and I forgot to do it, I was gonna compare it to Kenny Queens because there's an episode on Kenny Queens that does Sorry to Bother You in 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Friday's just like Star Wars, man.
Okay, bro. Oh, you son of a bitch. Shut the fuck up. You watched Sorry to Bother You this week.
Be for me, man. You lined them up.
Everybody in the chat. Everyone, please tell Alan in the Mino chat, on Facebook, on anywhere you guys can. Alan needs to watch Sorry to Bother You. And then you're going to see how mad he gets when he comes back from that shit.
I'm not going to watch the fucking movie. I know, just because it doesn't seem like it's something for me, so I'm not going to watch it. I got enough shit to fucking watch.
Dude, you would understand where I'm coming from if you watched the fucking movie.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you like to compare shit to other random shit.
Oh, you will realize it's just like Lord of the Rings, motherfucker.
It's like the story of the Bible, man.
Oh, you fucking assholes. You sons of bitches. I swear to God. Anyways, moving the fuck on. You annoying motherfuckers. Ganja Guru, why'd you do what you do best, sir? And I don't mean by kiss Alan's ass, but give us some rules, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be nice to you and let everybody know what the rules are so you can take a break and enjoy your laughter too, Nick, because it's all jokes and fun here at the MCA, guys. So with that said, rule number one, newcomers join the call first. We're all about those new, fresh smelling faces, those people we haven't seen in a while or popping on for the first time. So let's know in the PMs, DMs, any way you contact us, either through the Facebooks or Double Toasted Chat, and we'll get you onto the show. Rule number two, do not talk over each other.
Bitch.
Or get mad about previous insults, because that'll just ruin audio quality for later viewing pleasure. And people actually like to listen to us talk. Rule number three, please no nudity. This is a staple of squeaky clean internet, and we are squeaky clean boys and gals. So keep your genitalia inside those special parts where you keep them hidden. So that way we don't get kicked off of YouTube. With that said, please no nudity, folks. Rule number four, do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show, believe it or not. So you hand out the link, you're gone, and so is the dumbass that clicked it. Rule number five, read the rules, and Alan, since Alley Girl ain't here to deliver it.
Don't be a dick, motherfuckers.
Oh, yes. Don't be a dick, you little bitch, you little motherfucker. I don't know why. I just want to add shit to it. Every time Alan does that, it just makes me want to just come out and do all that shit. But the thing is, though, we just got done arguing. Okay, the beginning of the show was just arguing with each other. But the thing is, I'm going to argue a lot more because Mr. Ganja Guru, Mr. The Rape Was Portrayed Nicely, oh, man. I am not surprised over this bit of fucking news.
See, I didn't see this one, so how was this rape portrayed, Nick?
Well, I don't fucking know. Like, I didn't see this video either, but I'm saying I'm not surprised that your fucking boy, what's his name, Dan's,
I'm not surprised either.
Yeah, wait, you're not surprised either. So, you've been supporting this show for so fucking long, loving this shit, but then all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm not surprised, it's okay. When we always talk shit about people that are fucking weird in Hollywood and Roseanne and all this shit.
Here's the thing, though. Like, when it comes to those guys, like, Roseanne wasn't making a joke. She was just straight up insulting and calling a fucking black woman a monkey. There was no punchline. There was no stuff thing. He was trying to come to do a bunch of dark humor, that side skits, which he has done in Rick and Morty. So to be heard that he has something like this in his past, I'm not surprised in the slightest. I may be more surprised in how gratuitous and how far he went with it. Because I didn't watch the video myself, but I heard it described to every fucking newspaper site that ran it. Basically just gave you the overall story, so you didn't have to watch it if you read the lines. But, like, one of the things is, like, the way Dan Harmon's comedy is, like, he's one of those guys that are really, like, he's almost the level of, what's that one? Andy Dick. Where he's just like one of those crazy motherfuckers that has, like, these weird ways of expressing humor and shit. So it's one of those things that, like, yeah, I don't agree what he did, and I don't actually support that type of humor, especially the way he went all out with it. I get like it was something like Mr. Jellybean, where at the end of you have the victim become a hero and survive the sexualization, and it turns to overall, like, because he did this in the Rick and Morty with the storyline with Mr. Jellybean, and it had a more of a somewhat of a positive outlook, and like saying like the only reason we let these people slide is because society lets them slide, so it's still a criticism. But here it had nothing like that. It was just him making fun of rape with a child and doing like this very darkness for no reason. And I don't support it, but like this is one of those things. Like I think we if you guys don't know, we're always on Facebook and we're always talking shit. And one of the people we like to always fuck around with is Julian Hemmerdinger.
Oh, yes.
A regular, and this kind of goes back to the Chick-fil-A thing. If you guys saw on Facebook, like it kind of goes back to it. Like if you go so far back and start cutting off artistic people or things in your life that does so many bad things, you're eventually just going to end up with nothing. And like, how far are we willing to go to cop creators? Because with the Jim Gunn thing, like James Gunn, I was willing to let him slide because one, he apologized for it. Two, it was 10 years old. People could change within 10, 15 years. How many of us have changed in the last 5, 6 years? In our beliefs and outlooks in life, so it's not possible. But the one thing I hate is everyone's trying to give Roseanne a pass, but I can't argue in defense that this dude's not a little bit of a pervert for pulling this move.
Yeah, because like, is it on the? Because like, I was looking at that thing and like immediately like people are because literally the next story is about this kind of stuff. It's like, I hate when comedians are like, well, it's comedy, right? It's a joke, right? Well, I could say whatever I want, and then people will be like, well, God, it's just a joke. Like, I'm sorry, but I do really believe.
Wait, did his voice call off right now?
What?
No, not on my end.
Okay, mine's just fucking my bad. Go ahead and say what you're saying again now.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of times comedians use the guise of, well, it's a joke, bro, chill out. I think they use that too much, and then people defend that shit, and it's like, I'm kind of with Ganja. I can't support this concept. I like Rick and Morty, and I'm still gonna continue watching the show, but like, as far as I'm concerned, the fucking Dan Harmon, one of the greatest shows, like if he like fuck him at this point. Like, am I still gonna watch the show? Yeah, but am I gonna sit there and be like, "Oh man, that guy is great"? It's like, I'm gonna be a little bit weary of giving that like, because there's two creators. I can't remember the other guy's name. I'm gonna be worried about getting Dan Harmon. Yeah, Justin Roiland. I'll more support Justin Roiland until if he does some crazy shit, then I'll be on the same bandwagon. But I feel like a lot of times people are just, if they like the person, they're easier to defend them. But if they hate the person, it's like, oh, throw them under the bus. They don't get. It's like it's like, oh, I never liked Roseanne. It's like, yeah, okay, but it's fine until it's someone you like. But then you're like, well, now I have to have a different opinion. It's like, no, I like Rick and Morty. I think Rick and Morty is really intelligent when it wants to be, and really just stupid and grotesque when it wants to be, which is about 50-50. So the fact that one of the creators did the exact same kind of thing with the show, it's like, I get it, but I'm sitting there like, no, like, if he keeps doing that shit, fuck him. He should not get any support, but like, we shouldn't be sitting there having double standards. You could still like something, but still sit there and say the creator is a piece of shit.
Yeah, and this is where I'm coming from in a sense, because, and by the way, I will make sure to preface this with, I'm not saying that you're one of these people who did this, Alan, so right. I know you're on my side on this, but you motherfucker, like, and lots of people in the chat right now, too, I'm calling out all you motherfuckers. But, like, when I was over there talking about Jeepers Creepers 3 and how I love that fucking movie so much because of everybody, not just the director, but everybody else that didn't fucking touch kids, like, yeah, it was a great thing that I was really, really into. And it's, like, it's fucked up that, you know, that whole shit happened, but it's like, I can still like something. I don't have to be fucking, like, shamed for it all the time, right? And people do that shit to non-popular things. Like, oh, I can't, you know, that guy fucking did this thing, that's terrible, and blah, 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 he's an asshole, until it affects your guys' shit. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? People change, man. Come on. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that James Gunn shit is ridiculous. No, I don't want him to come back to Guardians of the Galaxy. I think someone else can make the same fucking lame jokes. Why are we supporting James Gunn so fucking much? And this whole thing with Rick and Morty, it'd be one thing if it was something that, you know, changed over time, but I could have sworn, this is not it, but it was done in the same animation style called Bushworld Adventures, and I'm pretty sure he was part of this too. But didn't they do, and Ganja, I'm sure you've seen this, because actually I think Double Toast talked about it recently, but didn't they do something where Morty was giving a blowjob to Rick or some shit? Yeah. It's like they're still doing pedophilia, gay sex jokes.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's fucking hilarious, and it's not.
That wasn't really pedophilia because it wasn't Morty back then. It was more the play on the Back to the Future kid. He's about like 18 in that series. So it's
still John. Like I get where Nick is getting at, but it's like you got to sit there and be like, okay, what has happened afterwards? Because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, don't support the fucking crazy motherfucker that does that, but it's like, what product are they consistently selling? It's like, yeah, when you watch Rick and Morty, it's like, it's weird. It's like he might be the crazy motherfucker behind there, but you can clearly see the team is like reining him back from doing some weird shit.
But that's the thing that's weird too, is like they still do shit like that and people laughed at it. I mean, like that when that happened, it wasn't even a big deal like on news sites. It was like, oh yeah, it's this funny little Rick and Morty thing. But it's like everyone will laugh at that and say, man, that's hilarious, that pedophilia joke, even though it's a reference to something or making fun of something or not putting in a positive light, they're still laughing at this, you know, I'm gonna fuck a little kid joke. And then it's like, okay, now we see these weird things on Twitter of him playing his balls on like a little baby toy or whatever the fuck he was doing, and it's like now all of a sudden we care with James Gunn, and then like this whole thing. James Gunn was actually making jokes. The dude who did Rick and Morty was the one putting his genitalia on the fucking toy baby. And for one, I don't find that funny. I don't really, honestly. Where's the joke in putting your genitalia on anything?
See, that's the
shock
thing.
humor.
That's the thing. Like, you don't find it, but that's where humor is very subjective. So, like, where you don't find those type of extreme stock humor like even valuable or funny, someone out there finds that shit hilarious. And that's one of the things is like you kind of like you gotta like you cater to your audience. And one of the things is like you keep saying like, oh, people are like forgiving this stuff. I always separate the action between actual like dialogue and stuff, because you have a lot of people that will make these type of jokes and not actually go out and do any harm or stuff like that within this context. They're most of the time taking fun of it because it is something taboo, and that's something that comedians been doing since like the beginning of the art in the 1920s with Lenny Bruce. That's kind of like how we've got a lot of our great humorous comedians pushing the limits and finding out what's acceptable and which ones they get pushed on back. And like my thing is like with James Gunn, he handled it the best. He apologized for it. He realized it was untasteless joke, and he moved on from it. And that's 10 years ago. And my thing is like it's not something comparable to someone who's actually went and committed the action because someone was actually physically assaulted, someone was hurt for life. Whereas where a joke is, you can be offended, you can be insulted, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get over it a lot faster than someone that was actually physically assaulted.
Yeah, and moving on to that, the Roseanne situation.
Hey, speaking of physical assault.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like Roseanne,
Yep.
I completely still think that she was wrong for the shit she did too, and I don't like her either. But it is weird though that we've gotten so, we got in such of this like, fuck the other side of certain things. Because Roseanne, obviously, it's like no one likes a racist, right? But I will say there is people that could be saying racist shit or just be saying the wrong thing at the wrong time and making weird comparisons that might make them look bad. But we're comparing that to a person.
Put the camera on me, motherfucker.
No, I'm just moving around. Like, no, I'm sorry, dude.
I like how you did that like twice, and he just kept popping up, and it barely shows me.
I'm sorry. Fuck you guys. But yeah, I like how like that's the thing that some people do and everything. But then we get a situation where now people are like kind of like making fun of Roseanne. Like, man, I can't believe that she's getting mad over this James Gunn support. She's obviously salty. You guys gotta realize that sex jokes about little kids and violating like a little kid's fucking innocence. I mean, hey, I'm not trying to say that racism's good or anything, but it's like I've been called a wetback and all this shit from certain people, and I won't say that those people that hurt me like that are not as bad as other people who have raped other people or said some weird shit about kids. I mean, honestly, I think that's like the worst thing of all is to be a child rapist or a molester or some shit like that.
Yeah, trust me, prison will show you that stuff. It's like I get like on the bare level, it's like I could see how someone could be like, well, I got fired and basically my career's over, but this person. They also got fired too, but it's like the fans are like, oh, James Gunn this, James Gunn this. I think the main difference is it's time, because like Anja said earlier, it's like someone made a fucked up joke almost a decade ago, and it's like, well, what did they do with the rest of their life afterwards? Did they ever go back to making those jokes? James Gunn didn't. What did he do with his life?
No, James Gunn did. He was doing that like literally like a year ago. Like he has a whole combination of tweets from the last like 10 to 15 years. Like, it's something that's been going on for, like, ever, I was the only person there's at least a time period for a couple of years where it's like, he wasn't doing that shit, where Roseanne literally just said it randomly out of fucking nowhere, and then her entire thing gets shut down. It's like, there's kind of the timing really does matter. I think that's the most important thing that people do. It's like, I think anybody could have done. Guardians 1 is a fine movie. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever. I think it's better than 2. 2, I think, is honestly a piece of shit that spends so much of his time focusing on jokes and forgets to have a plot or character development. So I really do think having another director do it might actually end up being a better movie. But like, it's really weird. My mentality with James Gunn is it should never have gone that far. He should either never have got hired or never have got fired. This should have never happened. Disney shouldn't have just been, well, pull the plug, he's out. They should have either already known or dealt with it beforehand. He should have never been hired for the project if they were worried eventually this is going to come out and make them look bad. Or they should have stuck by the person to help make a fucking, next, multi-million-dollar franchise. Like, he was one of the reasons Guardians came up. Like, he wrote the script, a lot of the directorial choice was his, and he made something out of nothing. And it's like, the fact that they're able to dump him so easily, I think, is probably why people are so, like, kind of crazy about it. It's like, wait, he did all this for you and you're just throwing him away? It's like, the fuck? How disposable are these directors? Yeah, but it's like, Roseanne was one of the biggest shows on anything, and then, that big reunion, what do you call that? Like a reunited, whatever the fuck, reunion.
Reunion.
There we go. God damn it. Well, the big reunion was like one of the biggest things on ABC. Got amazing reviews, but it's like, who gives a fuck about what reviews or whatever? Like, when someone's a piece of shit, get rid of them. Weinstein Company has done amazing things. Weinstein Company kicks ass, but fuck Harvey Weinstein. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's that show that you like with Mr. You know, I'm gonna touch a young boy.
Oh yeah,
Gator.
right. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. God.
Yeah, but it's like that show was huge. You know,
was fucking me. God damn it.
Here's my problem with this whole situation is like, I get when we're all having a conversation like us in the after hours, just people talking and whatnot. I get the conversation like, is this right? Is this morally wrong? My thing is like, I hate people looking to these corporations to give this decision. Like, honestly, like the fact that Disney even taking a stand on people's ideas and what they've done in the past and how they treat people, like it's fucking hilarious. Like all the stuff that's come out like about Disney with all their old racial movies and the people they have hired that did like fucked up shit and things like that are directors or their cast members stuff, and they've like done horrible things and they're still part of the team. And like that's one of the things that gets to me is like everyone's looking at like Disney like, oh, you should be like the moral standard, like you should have fired James Gunn because, you know, freedom of speech. Oh, you shouldn't have fired James Gunn. In the end of the day, these companies don't give a fuck. It's about money.
Exactly, and I mean, and at that point too, it's
James
like,
Gunn made a lot of money for them, so they should have stuck by him to a certain degree. Like that's what gets me.
But
I don't think he should have ever got this far.
Shit, though, he was trying to make them less money.
Yeah, but first of all, I don't think he was, because like we're seeing with the fan support, this isn't like a Roseanne situation where it's a television show. You could basically cancel that whenever you want. Like, I'm pretty sure if like Guardians not going to come out this year or even next year, if Guardians 3 is coming out, I guarantee you this will cost them money. James Gunn not being on the directorial thing, because at this point, people associate James Gunn with Guardians. This isn't like whoever the fuck. Nobody knows who directs the Thor movies. Nobody knows who directs the Iron Man movies after Jon Favreau left. Nobody knows who the fuck directed Ant-Man 1 or 2. It could be the same guy for all we fucking know. Yeah. But the only people that they know are the people that direct Captain America, the second two, Winter Soldier, and there because the Russos, and they basically made a name for themselves with the Avengers. Nobody gives a fuck who directs these movies except for the Guardians. So you just lost half your brand. Like, it's James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's like you're good. I'm pretty sure it'll still be a lot of money, but I think we'll see a bit of a dip compared to the last Guardians movie. I really do, because people still love James Gunn for better or for worse, and I think that Disney handled this 100% wrong from the get-go.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I disagree with that, but one thing that's kind of weird to me too, and this is probably something we can talk about for just a second, but sure. All might not be lost, because apparently Chris Hardwick is back on the Talking Dead. So that whole situation has been going on after they fired him, after they went on. You're like, oh, he's a horrible person. Boom, boom, fuck Chris Hardwick.
I can't believe they brought him back. That's like the fucking
Hulk Hogan shit. That just goes to my point. It doesn't fucking matter. It's all about the money, baby.
Hulk Hogan's back at the fucking Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's back, and he's gonna be in WWE, to the point where most of the black wrestlers backstage, like Titus O'Neil, etc., they're just like, man, I'm not gonna stay here at the fucking show because you guys have him. They literally got the black people in the room with Hulk Hogan so he could apologize to them, because, you know, for obvious reasons.
I'm glad you
Sorry for insulting your entire
I'm glad you brought that up,
My
Nick,
bad.
But this goes into it. Like, I heard this, and I don't want to turn this to the Ringside podcast. Check it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, whenever they want to fucking do it.
There's probably one happening right now.
Probably right now. Check it out. But when it comes to like the wrestling programs, didn't they like all the African American wrestlers and some of the other ones? They all left the studios when he actually showed up, or was it the locker room?
No, it was a locker room, and they left after they literally forced them all in a room together so Hulk Hogan can do this fucking apology, which he was forced to, because this was a corporate move. So, and the thing is, the news of him being back in the Hall of Fame happened before this locker room thing happened. So it was almost like they found out on the internet, going around their phones like how we all do, you know, Hulk Hogan's back in the Hall of Fame, and I'm sure if I was back, I'd be like, man, what the fuck? Okay. And then you see him walk in the room, and you're already mad thinking about this shit, no one warns you, and then on top of being mad and holding the last bit of composure you fucking have, hey, go in the room with this fucking racist so he can apologize to your face because we made him.
That's like having James Gunn show up to all the cast members' children and be like, I apologize to the children in this room. I did not mean to try to offend them or imply that I will assault them in any manner or way. I like children, but in the proper platonic way.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to bring Chris Benoit back.
Man.
Man, at this point, fucking why not?
Guys, it's been 11 years. He's changed since then. He's dead now.
Yo,
he's better. He hasn't done a crime since.
He can't sit no more.
I mean, what's he gonna do? I mean, really, guys.
I haven't heard anybody in like 10 years.
That's his past, man.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
That's a pretty good way to sell that. It's like, yeah, it's as fast as also dead. It's like, yeah, about that. No, like I do think to a certain degree, it's like you can change. Do I think that Roseanne should ever be allowed to come back? To me, that's a bit hard because it's like, yeah, she did. What she did was just out of fucking nowhere, and she started like it's weird. She started blaming every single person around her, not herself, including the medication. She's somewhere a pharmaceutical company had to go out and say you're fucking crazy. Started yelling at all the cast members and basically burning every single bridge. If she just said, yeah, I just fucking lost my mind and went off my meds and just like went underground for like a year, and then they brought it back to maybe she could win some public forum back. But she's been nonstop in the public eye since then, just yelling at anyone that'll listen. Where at least with James Gunn, it's like he tried. So I could at least give him. I'll give the person that at least tries and maybe fails versus the person that just yells at everyone else like, "Well, it's not my fault. It's their fault." It's like James Gunn said, "Yeah, fuck it. I fucked up. Okay, I'm out." Where Roseanne's like, "It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault." Like there's a huge difference in how both of them reacted. I can at least say that.
So, Alan, are you telling me you forgive R. Kelly?
No, fuck R. Kelly.
Oh, and that's another thing. R. Kelly
Didn't he release a song recently?
Oh, I heard that whole fucking song, man.
Is it any good?
No.
Okay.
Oh man, there's a part that Steve Harvey bit, dude, was fucking amazing. I love Steve Harvey. Like
I laughed my ass off. I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
Wow, you can just sing about anything, people, and make money off it. Because if you
are
a rapper, then I guess.
Have you seen the rap game for the last like 5 years?
Oh man, next time we hang out with Jet, we gotta play her that song and get her to review it or something, man. Because that man at one point says, "I didn't mean to do it, but y'all keep pushing your daughters upon me."
Oh God!
Ooh, damn, that's
amazing. Fuck! That's like the director of Jeepers Creepers saying, "It's not my fault. They asked for it."
Okay, fuck you. Leave him alone. God, man.
He's a different person now. He served his time.
Is he? Wasn't there a scene in the recent movie that shows otherwise?
Oh, see, and then that's another thing too. And like this is where I have to talk to you about my own thing. But like to get to a point where these dudes, even if they haven't done anything wrong, they still have like having a sense of humor about it is almost worse than doing an act sometimes because that motherfucker literally makes a joke about child rape in the movie, and I'm like, wow, you really have the balls, don't you, motherfucker? Like, you're gonna make
That's my problem. I do think Ganja will always disagree with me. I do think there are certain things you shouldn't fucking make fun of or point jokes at.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly
What's funny about
that.
fucking child rape? Lucy K used to do that shit. I'm like, okay, that's the time where I'm like, oh, man, you're trying to outdo yourself.
I mean, it was something funny. He became a large comedian.
I guess, but that became the ironic bit, and then people are shocked about, oh my god, he showed this dead to people. I'm like, that shocked you? After all the shit he says, that shocked you? Are you like? This is why I feel personally Lucy K should come back to stand-up comedy because, man, when I found out he was showing his dead to people, I'm like, oh my god, so stand-up comedy comes from an actual source.
That goes back to my point though. Is the separation between the action and just dialogue and conversating. Because like I like that people don't separate between comedians, and I get that some comedians they use it as a way to gaslight. Like we were friends with somebody at some point that used to do that with their humor. They would just insult you, but with a joke, but they're actually really insulting you. They're just trying to hide it with humor. Yeah. And you have a few comedians that do that. They'll gaslight and just say something, but as soon as you react a negative way, they're like, no, I don't mean it. And whereas I've said some real fucked up shit, but like, God, I was messed up. I was like, yeah, I know, man. I was just trying to get a rise out of you. They don't submit that way. They fight it more. Yeah. And I noticed with a lot of these comedians that do it, they get caught very easily getting that shit done. Whereas you have a lot more comedians that will make these dark jokes, especially early in their career when they're trying to find their comedic voice, that don't go on and commit these acts. And that's kind of my thing. It's like always goes back to I forget what the guy was. He was one of the actors on Weeds, and he was talking about like he doesn't smoke weed, but he was doing it for a job, and he's like, I wonder if people that are serial killers get asked to bury bodies if they play serial killers. And I feel like that goes back to like people don't really can separate the art from the artist a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I get that, but like to a certain degree, it's like one of my favorite rapper is Eminem, and I have 100% the toughest time in the world separating a lot of the shit he talks about because like a lot of it is exaggerated forms of it, but a lot of stuff does draw from real life. So it's like, yeah, sometimes it's really hard to like for other people, it's easy. I'm sure nowadays rappers, anybody can separate the arts from that shit. Pretty sure Lil Wayne isn't doing 90% of the bullshit he raps about. But like back when Eminem was doing his things, like a lot of that stuff was real. So it's like, yeah, separating that is difficult, especially when they draw it from a real place. And you can do it, but like it depends on the act. It depends how much are you willing to separate and still continue on with the message you're trying to send. Like, not everyone could do that, and that they shouldn't be blamed for that. They shouldn't. If you're pissed off at fucking Dan Harmon, James Gunn, you shouldn't really be mad about it. But you should be mad about more of like, how did this come to be? How has the person changed? What has actually happened? You need to do this research stuff, and I don't think Roseanne Barr or anybody that's supporting Roseanne gives a shit. I think they just, it's like, well, this happened, so this happened. It's like, there's context that's important. Context is the most important thing in these situations.
Yeah, and like what I'm mad about, what I'm salty about, because I'll admit I'm salty, I'm triggered, I'm all that shit. You can make fun of me, but it's like I can't help but have the situation where I watch a lot of stuff with horrible people. I mean, I'm sorry, but Louis C.K. was my favorite comedian, my #1 favorite comedian before that shit happened. You know, and Roseanne was one of my favorite new shows. So it's like, fuck.
You and me both, bro. Me and Trey used to watch it.
Yeah,
I remember that shit.
Like, I fucking love Roseanne, dude. And I actually liked Roseanne as a character, too. I liked how she was making fun of herself over the Donald Trump stuff and politics. Like, she actually made politics somewhat interesting just because she's such a fucking idiot. So, like, that would be kind of funny, too. And then I love Jeepers Creepers. And it's like, it sucks that the Roseanne show's gone. Louis C.K. is not coming up with a new Netflix stand-up special called, like, My Dick's Out or some shit. You know, we're not going to
Louis C.K., the carpet matches the drink.
I don't know how we got that name passed by the censors.
But yeah, you know, and then, you know, we're not going to get Jeepers Creepers 4 anytime soon, and Jeepers Creepers 3 didn't have a lot of money, and it's like, wow, like, these things could have, but yet for some reason, Rick and Morty is going to get a shit ton of money. You're going to get many more seasons. They're going to change the McDonald's fucking Szechuan sauce, probably, where the fuck happened there. They're going to they're gonna keep...
And one day you'll pronounce it right, yeah.
With some shit, I don't even care, because I hate the fans, too. Actually, I have a prejudice against Rick and Morty fans. I fucking can't stand those fans. They're so fucking ironically fucking...
Why do you hate everything I love?
I can't stand it.
I say the same thing to you, motherfucker.
But your shit's lame.
And then
Fuck you.
But like James Gunn is like, he doesn't have a whole lot of shit in his belt too. It was like, it was the Guardians movies, Dawn of the Dead, Slither, and like 2 other movies.
Fuck Slither.
Slither was actually good. But it's like, you know, James Gunn, he'll get defended like a motherfucker, but yet we're all talking shit about Zack Snyder, who was actually his tag team partner making a lot of these movies. But we're gonna shut on Zack Snyder, who lost his daughter, by the way. Yo, fuck him, right? But James Gunn, let's support that guy. Like, fuck you people, man.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, I almost
so
wanted to
different,
support
man.
so much
Zack
more.
Snyder got shit on because they didn't like the movies, but nobody was talking shit about his daughter when she died. A lot of people were like, "Hey, that sucks," and then he got fired because apparently the movies, like Justly was like, "It's a different situation." He got fired from it because they didn't like what he was doing before his daughter died.
No, and I'm not saying that it's like in that same situation where they're both hating on them for the same thing. It's not that, but it's like, man, just a quality of a movie. Like, dude, it's a movie. It's not that important. You know, it's like people are literally not supporting one person and talking shit about that person who did not do this shit, and then they support a person because they like Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh man, he might be a fucking pervert and loves like child sex jokes, but Guardians is so funny. I love that guy. More sex jokes, child rape, fucking yay! Like, fuck you. Like, you know, like I hate that shit. I really do. I fucking despise it. So if people are gonna support him, then I support Roseanne and fucking Jeepers Creepers dude and fucking everybody. Bring everybody back. Fuck it. We'll have a channel for assholes. The assholes.
With that said, guys, make sure to put in the MCA promo code to get a Chick-fil-A sandwich. You get the discount. You get a large drink with some fries and with some Szechuan sauce.
Is that an
And buy
actual
the new R.
Chick-fil-A
Kelly
card?
album. It was probably really good.
Is that an actual Chick-fil-A card, or is it just a random card?
Yeah, that's the one. Just approved on each Chick-fil-A.
Dude, I'm gonna
hilarious.
pause it. I'm gonna like get that code out, and I'm just
And
gonna...
it's text the timestamp.
I already used it, man. I used it this morning. That's why it's here.
Oh,
And
okay.
No, just check the timestamp to Julian.
Oh, and that's one more thing too. Like, I'm gonna go on a big fucking rant. Chick-fil-A.
Oh God. Oh yeah. I
That's
could see
another
it going
fucking
early.
thing. Chick-fil-A. Are we really gonna like not eat a certain food because someone in there might be fucking not liking gays? It doesn't mean everybody from there hate. The food doesn't hate the gays. Like,
The
it's
workers
fucking
don't
food.
hate gays. Half of them are gay sometimes.
Yeah, support the workers.
No, but it's like okay, if you guys found out that Walmart like hated black people, like would you not fucking save like a shit ton of money buying TVs?
I'll tell you they wouldn't, because they don't treat their employees like they treat the employees like garbage, and people still shop there.
I can make a case that they hate black people already. They just don't say it.
But you still shop there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because your wallet's pretty important. You
Oh well,
living
hey,
in a house.
hey, don't even get me started on how restaurants still support their workers and everyone's okay with it.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Alan Tip.
Restaurants don't pay.
Motherfucker.
Restaurants do not pay their workers. Like, they pay them below minimum wage, almost half of that. Support your fucking workers and boycott the restaurants.
Seize the means of production.
Boycott the fucking restaurants if you want to support your fucking workers.
Exactly. Like, do something about the shit you guys believe in. Don't just fucking like believe it.
Don't just post about it.
Yeah, like don't say one thing and then do the complete
my
fucking
thing
opposite.
is like, I get it. Like people are like, yo, you go to a family spa, you can go that. They always like give me these like fantasy recommendations, but I never get actual names. Like I never have someone go, yo, Ganja, where you from? I'm from Colorado. Yo, man, you live in Denver? Yeah. All right, this is a great mom and pop shop you can check out in the morning. They got some great breakfast sandwiches with chicken on it. All right, I'll go check their entire Chick-fil-A. They don't actually give me a place to solve it. They just criticize me for my food choice.
Yeah.
Don't go eat the chicken here. Why not? Because of anti-homosexuality. It's like, okay, so it's like,
Where do I go then?
But the bananas and apples and shit, that's delicious. Like
the banana that comes from fucking the fucking company that what's that Chiquita banana that causes like third world countries wars and shit. But all right, my Chick-fil-A's evil.
Chesson, how can Chick-fil-A be anti-gay if they got We Love the Gays Diet Lemonade? No, and like one thing too, you know, you can't even do Amazon anymore because Jeff Bezos is Satan, apparently. Like, you know, he has $93 billion and not helping anybody else out. So it's like, I can't even save money online now.
And my thing is like, I get the idea of boycotting, but then you just get more people fired. So it's like you're fucked if you do, fucked if you don't half the time.
I'm sorry, but the restaurants are making the fucking customers feel bad
Well, you were
for
not
them
talking
not
to
supporting their fucking workers. I'm not letting this go.
We talked about two different industries. You were still talking about the rest.
I ain't letting this
No,
go.
because the restaurants are fucking people over constantly.
Yeah,
There was a fucking news story, and people saw this on Children of the Toast, where a woman was basically showing her pay stub and how the restaurant was stealing her fucking tips, and people act like it's the only she's the only person that ever got affected, and that's the only restaurant ever deal with that shit. I guarantee you, probably every single person at that restaurant has dealt with the exact same bullshit. She was just able to get news coverage where they weren't.
I'm just saying, he cares about
Fuck
this
the
stuff,
restaurant
ladies and gentlemen.
industry.
And you know what? Alan is not tipping one restaurant at a time. He's gonna.
Fuck yeah. Don't put that out. I don't have to because it's obligation. It should not be called tip. It should be called something else because you're forced to.
It's called.
But that's why I don't go to restaurants. I legit don't go to restaurants at all. Like when I'm in my home city, I do not. The only times like when I'm out with you guys, like obviously I'll do that and I'll tip just because that's how it works in America more so than
fun of you.
that too. But I also don't want to put you guys in a situation where you'll get in trouble for my personal beliefs. I'm not
I'll
gonna
let
do
you right
that.
now. I'll let you do that shit to me. You're gonna make me pay extra. If
Yeah, like I don't want to. I don't like. It's not as much I don't believe in tipping as I just don't believe. in
Alan's gonna go see Sorry to Bother You, and he's gonna come back. That's why I don't go to restaurants, motherfucker.
I will tell you this much though. I'm getting sick of paying Domino's fucking pizza delivery. I'm like one more fucking take forever to get my fucking cold ass pizza to my house. I ain't giving you shit.
But it's Domino's. You're supposed to eat it cold.
Yeah,
You
like that's what, that
motherfucker.
makes the cardboard taste better.
Exactly. It adds to the flavor, and by that I mean it adds flavor.
You son of a bitch.
Do they add cheese to it? Because I heard they changed the recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hate you. I hate you. I'm moving on. I hate you.
It's just sauce on bread.
Actually, I want to do that. Anyways, moving on. Okay, you know what? Actually, before we move on, they did start doing that, Alan.
Of course they did. It's not a pizza.
No, but here's the thing. That actually could be good. Like,
Motherfucker, I love how this guy goes, yo man, I'll try a fucking cheeseless pizza with just sauce and bread, but then in your pizza, now fuck that shit.
man, it was a cracker, Alan. It
Oh
was a
my
fucking
God, let it go.
cracker.
And what are you eating at Domino's?
Oh, it's not even a cracker, man. Cracker at least has taste.
And by the way, if Domino's is so bad, why even in New York there's Domino's all over the fucking place? Domino's is literally all
Because
over
it's
the country.
cheap.
What do you think?
Because
the
it's cheap and people suck.
I
You know what
doubt
Domino's
that.
has over every other place? It's half the cost.
Papa John's, by the way, racist people. I love Papa John's. I'm sorry he doesn't like black people. The fucking don't make the pizza so goddamn good.
Well,
Why can't
Don't
Pizza
worry,
Hut?
Porno Chris won't care. He's at Little Caesars.
Porno guy's
I
like,
thought you
yeah,
were
I
gonna
love
say-
there too.
I thought you were gonna say Porno Chris don't care about black people. I was about to, God damn, that's an accusation for your ass, Alan.
No one would say I'm wrong.
Porno Chris
I'm
doesn't care
kidding,
about black
I'm
pizza.
kidding. What? Trying to say something. I don't even know what you're getting at, man.
I guess we're just gonna have to watch the episode back because I didn't hear that. I hope the audience did, so they're laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm enjoying myself. I apologize. But here's the thing,
That
though.
means the audience isn't laughing if he enjoyed himself.
Yeah, I'm so stupid. Anyways, moving on. MID90s, aka the Ganja movie.
Oh,
This
yes.
kid reminds me of you so much, and I don't know if he's in Florida or not. There is a lot of skateboarding, so I'm thinking it might be
No,
California.
it's LA. It's LA.
It's LA. Ah, see,
Yeah.
fuck. And then I just say California, so I guess I know a little something. But no, looking at this, man, I do not know what to think. Now, Alan, did you see this, by the way?
Yeah, I was bored out of my fucking mind. Oh, look at this show. Look at this movie about a kid in the 90s. Wasn't it such a struggle? Look at this coming-of-age story. Some kid because he uses skateboard and has a hard fucking life. I don't give a fuck. Half the shit that happened in this fucking trailer happened to me in real life. Yeah, I got the shit knocked out of me by my older brother. I didn't go skateboarding. I went to fucking other stuff and just got blown. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to go back to the fucking 90s. Woo, I have a SNES. Look how retro I am. I don't give a fuck.
But Alan, you're not looking deep into it. How would they change it with the aesthetics and what's going on with it?
I don't give a fuck.
It's trying to capture something new with something old, bro.
I don't give a shit. Ooh, the
say,
90s was such a different time. And look how it can compare to modern day. I don't fucking care. I lived through that shit.
No, and one thing, too, is like I almost feel like, man, was Jonah Hill not born then? Because one thing he keeps showing is a Street Fighter 2 shirt, like just to prove, like, no, guys, trust me, I know the 90s. Street Fighter, man. Street Fighter
and SNES.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's more to the 90s than fucking Street Fighter, buddy.
Not really, but I get what he's getting. Mortal Kombat, maybe, but like, it's either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, man.
Yeah, but there's TV shows, there's movies, there's certain footwear, there's clothes. I mean, I see one pair of Dickies or khaki Dickies, like anywhere. And I'm like, dude, everybody used to wear those back in the day. Like Dickies were the shit.
I didn't fucking wear that shit. I had fucking shoes with holes in them, man.
Or flannel shirts with the opening of the like all cholo style and shit. Like, but even white people used to dress like that back in the day too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in what neighborhood do you think this kid lives in?
Yeah, I knew some fucking rednecks that used to dance like that shit too.
Yeah, but it's like all you gotta do is go watch a couple movies. Falling Down, Blood and Blood Out. Fucking, there's a couple. Even Train Day still keeps some things from the '90s into its thing because it's like really early 2000s.
Like, I'll give it this. Like, a lot of what it's showing is a lot of '90s aesthetics. Like, a lot of just the way just the streets look, the way people are just kind of acting, and even some of the food and some of the stuff there, and how the room is set up. I'm like, yeah, that kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. But I don't care because this is trying to hit the nostalgic, oh, hey, remember when you were young? Yeah, I had the exact same thing happen to me. You know how I know this movie's not realistic? Because that kid's head's not on a wall.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And
literally stuck in a wall for like 15 minutes. It sucked.
But my boy over here...
Hold on, this motherfucker has head stuck in a wall?
Yeah. He literally... Boom! Drywall.
Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on. It's like your whole head was in the wall?
Well, yeah, I would say here. Dude, drywall is like, you know how drywall works. It's like, there's the one drywall here, there's a huge space, and then there's another side of drywall.
No,
trust me, I got a fucking full, like, experience.
You hit the stud, and you just don't remember anything anymore.
No, I wouldn't remember if I hit the fucking stud. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, Alan.
But yeah, like, a lot of the stuff, like, it is capturing a lot of the stuff where it's like, a lot of how kids were, just kind of just them being shit and all that stuff. I'm like, I'll get that. It doesn't sit there and fucking, it's not fucking Ready Player One. It doesn't sit there and like, what's every single thing that ever happened in the 90s, because a lot of that stuff didn't happen. We all grew up in the 90s, except for Ganja, who grew up in the 2000s, but we all had, like me and you, Nick, like we had two completely different experiences. I remember actively walking around with fucking shoes that had holes in them just because we couldn't fucking afford shoes. So it's like, they're showing a lot more of the aesthetic of kind of stuff that I kind of saw versus probably what you saw, but it's like, it just depends on who growing up. But honestly, it's like, hey guys, remember the fucking 90s? I'm like, no, I hated that fucking time. I'm glad it's not around anymore. Like, I don't see any reason to watch this movie. I don't want to fucking go down memory lane.
But you, Mr. Ganja Guru, and that, the reason why I'm asking you mostly too is because, like, I don't know why, but watching this whole thing, I was like, holy shit, I get to see what it was for Ganja. Like, I don't know why, like, that was really in my head there, but what do you think about this?
Not for the time period, but I was definitely hanging out with the older kids that were fucking want to be gangsters and all that shit. Like, so that part of the trailer did capture a little essence of my childhood. But this is something, like I always said, like, I'm kind of getting tired of a lot of these nostalgic movies. This is something I've been saying on like a lot of the shows lately, and I'm going to stick by it, as I haven't seen one that has really got me in yet, that isn't just trying to, hey, do you remember this? You remember what it was like during this? Hey, remember this? Like, that's whole
exactly.
In the Street Fighter, that just pulls me out of it more, because one of the things I said to you guys earlier, and I stand by it, even though it's a bad example of how to be done, but it's the only one I can think of recent memory that got even a little bit close to the idea of it, was Hot Tub Time Machine. And the reason I say that is every character had individual stories, and they had all different personalities. So they were all in different things. Like, so if it was like if you and Alan were friends in the 90s, and y'all had different experience, but they all were centered around the aesthetics of the 90s stuff. and you just relived your glorious moments together as a friends or your biggest moments, and that had a reason for you to deal with the aesthetics, the reason to come in contact with things, reason for you to have a Game Boy, because of course you fucking have a Game Boy. I was a fan of games back then, and it gave context to things you were done. Now it was stupid ass fucking humor, but if done properly, it can actually bring people into a time zone for people like me who weren't born there or didn't really, who were born but they remember it in like hazes and like little flashbacks from being like 7 and 8. But who really grew up in the 2000s and is trying to be nostalgic with their older siblings and older parents that were younger and remember the 90s. But I feel like this is just going to be like reference the movie, or it's going to take a lot of film, like a lot of student film aesthetics, and do like a lot of artsy shit, and that's going to rope like a lot of the film nerds in, and it's going to be the most basic in terms of telling stories within the 90s, and it's just going to be a basic generic. It's going to be the male version of what is that sort that you like talking about? The girl falls out the car.
Lady Bird?
Yeah, it's going to be the male version of Lady Bird for the 90s.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too, but I was thinking more of this is just Boyhood again.
It's sort of
the
that
same
too,
kind
as
of
well.
setting, and it's like I'm so sick of this fucking like 90s coming of age story because I feel like we've seen 100 of these, and this isn't any different except for the fact that it's called mid-90s. Like, I see no fucking reason to watch this movie.
I think of this as something like the Florida Project, because as you guys say, like, okay, mid-90s is going to be, reference the movie and nostalgia of the movie. I honestly didn't get that from this. Because the thing is like I just said earlier, I mean, maybe it's it for me because, half of the 90s I was a little baby, so I don't know what the fuck. But it's like, I don't remember the 90s like this. Like, I mean, it's really not like this, actually.
That's another thing, like, it's coming off the idea of, like, we all were fucking kids in the 90s in LA being skater kids.
Yeah. And
well, no, it's not trying to showcase that this is what everyone 90s. It's trying to showcase one story of the 90s and trying to equate and be like, hey, this could be relatable to everybody. Because a lot of stuff, again, last I was saying, it's like that reminds me of me dealing with my older brother, except more violent, apparently. Because apparently y'all didn't have to deal with getting. Apparently y'all didn't have to deal with landscaping.
I'm the older brother that abused the younger siblings, sir.
Yeah, because you suck. But a lot of the stuff is just like, hey, this is a story that we could tell to other people, and it's like, I'm really kind of sick of those stories, especially from indie fucking movie makers.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing I will say too, though, and the reason why I was thinking Florida Project, and one thing I'm thinking too, like this is mid-90s, and this is reference, blah, 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 the whole fucking thing, like you guys said, but then you had to put this little stamp on it. It's almost like you know how LJN for video games is, where it's like the big rainbow of doo-doo? Man, for movies, it's A24. Like, A24, when you put that stamp, it's a stamp of disapproval on all fucking movies. And right away,
but
I'm
you
looking
didn't
at
like
this.
Moonlight and Colossus, and I can't name anything else.
Yeah, I mean, there are tons of shit. I mean, fucking The Ghost Story, Good Night Mama, Babadook, like, it's all that horrible shit. But the thing is, I'm looking at this, and right away, as I saw this, and later on in the trailer, like, she walks with him to some room, and she's actually flirting with him, like, oh, man, like, you're not, like, you're at the perfect age before you turn into an asshole man, like all the other men, blah, 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 shit like that. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be this sad thing where maybe he loses virginity to somebody who's older than him. We had to have some kind of sex scene in this fucking movie because it's A24. Jonah Hill's a fucking pervert. Everything he does and says is about fucking sex or getting a booty call or some shit. And I'm like, man, they're going to do it. I know they're going to fucking do it. It's going to be just like fucking, what's the movie we talk about, Call Me By Your Name? It's going to be the reverse gender version of that shit. And I guarantee you there'll be some pedophilia of this fucking girl trying to get with this little boy. Like,
I don't think pedophilia counts if you're like 16.
Yeah.
Nah, if he's
like,
like a 12
I don't think that counts.
Yeah,
No.
if you're 13 and they're 16, I don't think that counts as pedophilia. But there's
No, I don't
definitely
think she's 13.
something wrong.
I think she looks like a grown ass woman. She looks like she's 18.
Nah, she looks like a 15-year-old that's trying to
No,
act grown.
dude. She looks like. If you think that woman looks 18 to you, you should probably ask IDs for every woman.
Nah, I knew chicks growing up like this. They were like always like either 14, 15, but they wore outfits and clothing that always made them look more grown than they were. And they were always trying to attract people like that. They were a little fast, but
Like-
hey, nothing wrong to it. I was trying to smash too, but I was just not that cute.
Hey, is it a little weird? Sure, because of just how young
Most
both of
kids
them
having
are.
sex in
Yeah.
general. Like, that's another thing that's
Yeah,
fucking frustrating.
exactly.
It's like that movie, or that show, End of the Fucking World. I gotta see two young kids have oral sex with each other, and then that girl leave right afterwards, and then ask some dude who is for sure overage. They say his fucking age, and she's like, "Yeah, fuck me, rape me in his room, blah blah blah," the whole fucking thing, and they're like role playing and shit and doing a bunch of shit in the room, and it's like, this is a little kid, even though it was consented and she wants it, blah blah blah. It's a little fucking kid. Like, why the fuck are we doing this? Like, why? And yet everyone's surprised, once again, in most of the topics today about fucking weird perversions and shit, it's like, we're surprised that people are fucked up in Hollywood. We're really going to be like, I'm not going to support this. Meh. Fuck you. Like, you know, it's frustrating. Like, man, Jonah Hill is his first fucking movie, and he's already doing this shit. This is his first directorial movie he's gonna be doing, and I actually think Jonah Hill's a funny guy. I really do. But this, I mean, right away he's doing shit where I'm like, okay, if they had to have some little white kid say the N-word to a black dude, and then obviously the black dude's security guard's still gonna get away with this shit, so that's gonna be a thing.
Was he? Because that's the only part of the only joke of the movie where I'm like, I kind of chuckled. Because I expected you like Gonja saying that shit, but like,
oh, let's turn out. I have some hood ass friends that would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, probably.
But
it's just there's nothing about this movie. It's just,
and that's one thing. Like, I get your whole point with the idea of like underage sex in movies, but like that's one thing. Like, I remember being underage, and I always felt like movies that portrayed like more of the real life when I was like 16, 17, and 15, and they would show that stuff. I felt like it was more personal to me because I was dealing with those aspects of being insecure and not know what I'm doing, but pretending all that stuff. And they usually show that more in these movies. I get like some of these films they go off on, like I felt would Call Me By Your Name. That director was getting off on it, but depending on how he shoots it, like that's an aspect of growing up, and it's kind of disingenuous to show like the coming of age tale and not talk about your first time losing a virginity, because that's something everybody experiences. Yeah, sometimes people get too crazy and they do it at the youngest age groups, but me, I lost my virginity at 14, just the same age as this kid, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, looking at this too, as I'm seeing people, like, there's a lot of, like, you know, pass me a joint shit type and stuff in here too. I'm like, once again.
I mean, pedos are fucking creepy, though.
Yeah, exactly. No, but, like, another thing too is, like, the glorifying of the weed thing. That's actually something I forgot to bring up during the Sorry to Bother You shit, where it's like, there's a part where, you know, I hate to bring up this fucking movie again, but, like, there's a part where, you know, he gets off work, all this crazy shit's going on, you know, he's fucking using that white voice for the whole movie, and then, like, for some reason, the whole screen follows the joint, and she's actually giving pretty good dialogue, but it goes out, and you can't hear it because the weed, bro, it's the savior of all. And then I thought it was going to be something where it's going to lead to, like, his downfall, like, he's smoking weed. Nope, it's just, he loves weed so much. God, weed, isn't it so great? He smokes it, that's it.
Nick, that's not the interpretation of that. I would like to tell you it later because I don't want to get a whole argument about Sorry About It Bother You. Because you're actually, what you wanted to happen is actually what they were trying to portray. It was just the way they shot it, and I get why you saw it that way. But in the terms of these movies, like, yeah, like, it's the thing is, like, it goes back to, like, as a child, like, you're, like, I'm pretty sure you came in contact with drugs at a young age, and you may have not tried them yourself, but I was personally one of those kids. Like, as soon as I discovered I can twist my consciousness, I was hanging out with the older kids that were liking to do it the same way. So it's one of the things, like, I don't see it as praising. I think it's just showing an aspect of life when kids just live their lives and they either make choices that are bad or good, and that's sometimes drug use is one of the choices they make.
Yeah, and I like that, you know, it's going to have, and I will consider this balls. I will say that it does take balls to be real with these situations, but that's something I had an issue with Florida Project, because with Florida Project, it almost doesn't really show you what's so bad about that girl's life. Oh, well, she's a mom who cares about her kid. Oh, she's just such a great fucking hooker. She's just awesome, right? And it's like, you should be, I mean, you can be honest, but also have a message. Like, this is fucked up. Her selling these weird things in front of her fucking apartment is fucked up. A kid spitting on a fucking car with lookies with all these other, like, ghetto ass kids is fucked up. Like, there's a lot of things, and, like, the movie doesn't want to say it's fucked up because that's our protagonist. I can't have you hate her too much. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Like, you know, Florida Project is one of the best movies I saw last year, except for certain things like that, and it's like, especially the ending, you know, and
that ending was golden.
Oh man, fuck that ending. But. And I see a lot of that in this, and I will say, like, okay, you know what, that's actually pretty awesome. Like, that's a big compliment I can give to this movie, is, like, it looks like Florida Project. But do not do the stupid thing of, like, you have no point to this movie. It's just a dude's life, a little kid's life, and then it ends up like, well, he continues living, because there's a part here.
That is going to be the point of this fucking movie. What are you talking about? It's a coming-of-age story. There's no plot to these. Coming of age.
Not only that, like, every 824 movie we've watched since we've done this show and started reviewing shit, they never had a legit ending.
Moonlight just fucking, the guy drives off and the fucking credits roll.
So, like, you're kind of expecting too much if you think it's going to have an ending. Like, this motherfucker's a rate. It's 824 film. I'm letting you right now. It's going to be some interpreted.
Yeah, I mean, and people, like, I'm going to spoil a bunch of shit for you right now. The ghost story, there's no ghost. No such thing as a ghost in this ghost story.
It's a metaphor for absentee parents. I don't fucking care.
Babadook. There's no Babadook.
Isn't Babadook supposed to be like a gay symbol or some shit?
No, isn't Babadook a Russian fucking ghost story?
No, yeah, it's a Russian ghost story, but this girl's going crazy because her kid's so fucking annoying, and she lost her husband. But she's so annoyed by this kid. In the movie, by the way, love me some horror films. She starts off the movie trying to masturbate because we gotta do that shit, right? We have to do that shit. Masturbation, absolutely. So
hey man, sometimes you gotta flick the beam when there's a ghost around.
yeah, just like the shape of the fucking water. What's it called?
Just like Mother.
She was showing you the
Shape of the fucking water. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Get in the fucking water with the lizard.
Definitely was getting in the water, sir.
But these situations is like, yeah, A24, and I know A24 didn't do Shape of Water. I know that. But it's just like, fuck, I hate these goddamn movies with these stupid endings. Goodnight Mama was another situation like that, too. The Vivitch. Is it really called The Vivitch, or is it The Witch?
That's what you said, the Vitch.
No,
Nah,
but like,
Vivitch,
people make jokes calling it The Vivitch, but I don't know if that's really what it's called.
Who cares?
Don't look at me.
It's
I'm
a better
not gonna
question.
pronounce
The
it.
movie probably sucked because it looked like trash.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I wish I could tell more about this. I won't spoil too much more shit, but I'm telling you guys, when you see the A24 logo, fucking run! Fucking run! But anyways, you know what else is going to be running quite a bit there, Alan?
What's up?
The next topic. I don't know what the fuck I was going to
But wow, what a fucking shit segue.
That's
You might as well
like
just say, yo, topic!
Yeah, I just forgot what I was going to
Here,
say.
guys, tags we gotta get for our shows.
Yeah! News! No, man. So here's the thing, though, and this is actually something I do care about more so than just talking tags and topics, because I was going to bring up The Walking Dead, but you motherfuckers are going to hit me.
No, don't bring that old fight up.
I
again.
love how every time he brings up The Walking Dead, he yells at us for shitting about it, but he talks just as much shit as the rest of us.
True. I like how, okay, you know what, fuck you don't have to talk shit while you're typing. Like, and just say nudes, you bitch.
He just-
Fucking did! He said, yeah, nudes!
I said,
No, it's
yeah,
just the way you
nudes.
did that shit was just like totally described his pain. Like, yeah, man, you're just talking all that fucking shit.
Yeah, it's like, you know when you go to the airport and like someone's having an attitude with you, like, oh, I don't think you're on the right place, and it's like, you know, fucking her head's jiggling, like, fuck you, you're the customer, cunt face, like, fuck you, bitch, like, I'll take your job. Anyways, moving on. Apparently, I hate tellers at airports. The Predators getting some more reshoots. Now, this is something I do care about quite a bit. I don't know the reason why, because they didn't say in the article.
But it comes out in 2 fucking months.
Well, the one thing they did hint to that is they were trying to get fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger to come back for it.
Oh god, I wonder what the reshoots are.
And one of the things is he said no because the character was gonna have too of a minor role, so it's probably gonna be some bullshit cameo like from the Transformers. I wanted to say Transmorphers next. No, Terminators.
What? Because Terminator fucking Salvation, does that really count?
Oh, that counts, sir.
Does it?
Fucking God, you're
I don't count that as anything, man. I don't count that as anything as fucking Ganja here just starts naming off asylum films. It's like Battle of LA, man.
Starship Troopers, fuck shit.
The Starship Troopers is a real movie.
iRobots, fuck it.
Wait, what? Is that what it's called? iRobots? No, because they get away with those names, like, they fuck with those names a lot. So you don't always know, like, Terminators?
Yeah, they did it was not the Terminator, it was just Terminators. Like,
yeah, something like that. It has the same exact plot, except they put an S at the end of the fucking name.
Instead of battleship, is ships of battle?
It's a Battle of the Ships.
Ship battle. Oh my god, dude. No, but the thing is, what I'm thinking this is gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be Arnold. Fuck no, there's no way Arnold.
It's gonna be Danny Glover.
That would be bullshit, especially after
that would
fucking
be
started Bother
amazing.
You. Yeah.
Comes back and he's right out of Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah, he'll come in with his white voice. Hey, well, it looks like there's a predator over there. Well, I don't know what we're
I think
gonna
it's
do with
murdered
that.
by the predator.
Yeah, man. Oh, God, that'd be all. Cause, dude, by the way, and sorry to bother, he won't stop breathing that fucking thing too. He's just like,
oh my god, one of these days that motherfucker's gonna die of eczema, and you're gonna be like clapping.
fuck yeah, cause at least he'll have like narrative for this entire time you've been breathing my fucking ear. One thing too.
Oh my god, let it go.
And the thing is, like with Danny Glover, why don't they give him like the role like Darth Vader, where like the breathing makes sense? Like, why don't they do that shit? You fucking
get mad at people eating, and you get mad at Danny Glover for eating. For breathing. Jesus fucking Christ!
Sorry,
it is hard to please your ass.
He's fucking annoying. He's really bad. And Sorry to Bother You did not help shit. But the thing is, though, when it comes to this fucking movie, Predator, I really do feel like this is something that might be necessary. I mean, it might be something that's gonna like link this to its sequel, or some kind of like maybe Predator versus Alien again, maybe. But yeah, man. I don't know what to think about this. Do you
stop
feel
crossing over Predator and Alien? Predator is a much better series.
Well, they're canon with each other. I think that at this point, yeah, that's the whole point of the Predators.
Yeah. But the thing is they're canon with Alien versus Predator. But if you watch Prometheus, because in Alien vs Predator, Weyland Yutani dies in the fucking Predator Alien vs Predator movie, but then in Prometheus he dies there.
No. Okay. Aliens is
so what
canon.
else is not canon?
Aliens, the creatures, xenomorphs, they are canon to the universe of Predators, but AVP is not canon to the series.
So AVP is not canon anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'll
not
throw
canon,
this out in the
but
chat.
it's one of those things where they are part of the universe, though. You can use them anytime.
So I'll throw this in the chat. Which would you rather keep canon? Prometheus or Alien vs Predator? One of those has to be canon.
Oh, well, no one's going to choose Prometheus. But now, if it was a choice of Alien or AVP Requiem, that's a better question. Because everyone likes to talk good about AVP, but everyone hates AVP Requiem.
Because it sucked.
Okay, well, see, and people think Prometheus sucks. So what would you choose to be canon? Prometheus or AVP Requiem?
I think he broke his brain.
I know. Oh, look at that.
Okay. Requiem? Because fuck you, Ridley Scott. You overrated hack. You made a bunch of good ideas in the fucking 80s and then just came back and ruined most of them. Blade Runner 2049 is better than the original Blade Runner, and you had almost nothing to do with it, you fucking hack.
Hey, Ganja.
And guess what? Gladiator sucks.
Hey, Ganja, you hear that? That was me winning, sir.
That was like a
I know. You just say AVP Requiem technically is not the worst movie. I was eventually going to win this fucking war, and I won it today, motherfuckers. Yes.
I mean,
yeah, AVP Requiem is not the worst Alien movie. Congratulations, you won nothing.
Or not the worst Predator movie either, asshole.
There aren't any bad Predator movies.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Most of them are bad.
No, they're not. Predator 1 is pretty good. Predator 2 is great. People in the chat are even agreeing with me that Predator 2 is really good. Predator is pretty good too.
Well. I like Predator 2 as well.
Really? You're alone. You're in a room full of people and you are alone.
I'm talking shit now. People, me, Gertz, Ganja, before it started, motherfucker. Alan, before it started, motherfucker. I'm going to put it on you before it started. We all, in the viewing party, in the after hours, after our shows, after the midnight chat, we do the after hours. Fucking 3-4 weeks ago, we were all in there to watch the Predator movies. Predator 2 started. You fucking left.
I had to go to sleep because I was tired.
Went to bed.
Motherfucker, I go to bed usually before you guys, but as soon as that movie starts that you guys voted for and you guys like and always fucking defend, y'all left for. Because you guys know that movie
half
sucked.
the movies we watch.
The movie was terrible. I had to watch it again for you motherfuckers.
Yeah, and the movie's great. I love that fucking movie.
And
he said I had to watch it again for you, like I would suffer with him.
Me, Roger Bear, Patrick Gertz, and Ruthless Wonder, Sander,
and everyone loved the movie, but you. You're the only person. Like AVP Requiem is the only person that doesn't like Predator 2.
I'm just saying, me, Ruthless Gertz, Roger Bear, we sat there and talked the entire movie because that movie was so fucking bad, it wasn't even worth making fun of. It was just.
Or that y'all seen the movie enough and you know how it kind of goes because the movie has a pretty simple premise. They could easily talk over a lot of the scenes and still continue going with the rest of the movie. Like, you know, a lot of the, like Predator 1, we talked through most of that one because it's a simple premise that's interesting as it goes through and it gets more interesting. It turns into a different movie halfway through. Damn. Predator is a chase movie and it's fucking fun to watch. Predators, I like Predators a lot as well because it's basically the closest thing the Predator series is going to get to a legit horror movie because it's just picking on people, but there's a little bit more going on with each character than nothing at all in Requiem.
Tay, I know they were sleepy, but no sleep till Brooklyn, goddammit. Like, you motherfuckers need to stay up and watch this fucking movie. No sleep till
Brooklyn? Thank you, Tay. Thank you for defending us.
Yeah, Beastie Boys. It's a great song. No sleep till
Brooklyn!
Brooklyn! I don't know why we didn't listen to that when we were in Brooklyn.
Oh, I did.
Cool. Oh, you did? Without me, you bastard?
I was at my plane ride home, descending into New York. I was like, yeah, Brooklyn!
But yeah. Apparently, Jet's saying you're free porn tonight. But aside from all this, man, like the Predator, and here's the thing with reshoots, because reshoots have been a bad word the last fucking few years. That happened with Suicide Squad. It happened with Rogue One. 2 movies that I very much do not like. I actually fucking hate Rogue One. Is reshoot still a bad word to you, or can you see this as being a positive thing instead of negative all the fucking time?
Nah, when it's like 2 months away, man. Because like. People were talking about, the research for Solo, don't worry about it, it's a year out, and that movie ended up being a piece of shit. But like, the movie comes out in like 2 weeks, like, unless they're gonna film an after credit scene, like, to me, reshoots, like, honestly, almost in every situation, reshoots are a bad thing. Because it means we already finished it, but we're redoing it. It's like, then your development cycle is a mess. If this was coming out next year, this wouldn't be a story, but it's coming out in September. Isn't it? Isn't it, like, right around the corner?
It's literally, like, 6 weeks away. I don't know. Fuck. Is reshoot still? Oh, he's gone. I was gonna ask Ganja if he thought reshoots were still a bad word.
I'm blowing my nose.
We're mid-show.
Yeah, but I had it coming out, and I didn't want anyone to see it.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's just bad. I'll say mine though, really quick. And I do feel like reshoots are not a bad word. I think with reshoots, they're very, very important because if you're watching a movie, and sometimes you don't understand shit until you see it in edited form. You got to see it like in pieces to understand. Like, okay, there's a narrative that's not really fixed here. Let's fucking patch this up. When it comes to Predator, there's so much shit going on. It's like, yeah, I don't know how the fuck. I mean, that's kind of amazing that they even made movies with this character who can be basically anything.
It's so simple.
No, not necessarily, because there's so many questions. Because I'll be like this. Let me just be a douchebag really quick. I can ruin the first Predator. Why weren't anyone else asking where this team was? They had to sign certain contracts because these people's lives are in danger. So if they were gone past their scheduled point, which, by the way, they were because they're only supposed to be there one day, there should have been an entirely new team out there. Why didn't they just leave? Why didn't something happen with, what was it, Carl Weathers' character, Dylan, and fucking, what's this other guy, Dutch, some shit? They should have actually had more of a conflict because literally what it comes off to when you watch the movie and everything being a secret, there's no way that Arnold would have thought this is real, that he wasn't being fucked over by Dylan. So
well, he did. They literally have a fight. The thing is they're in a situation where they're being hunted by they're literally being hunted by a predator. So it's like how long can you because they have a 15-minute discussion while something's tracking your position. They did have a fight. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? What the fuck's going on? Then he explained, like, there's something in here we got to figure out. That time frame, it's like they were trying to get off there and they just lost communication. A lot of times what happens is when you send Black Ops groups into the woods because they basically murdered a bunch of locals, that's off the book. So like, you don't always get a chance to have always constant communication. Sometimes you just go in black. Like, a lot of this stuff can be explained by the fact they're Black Ops and they're in a constant stress situation. It's not a calm situation. Like, well, what happened? Well, they're aliens. Like, no, we're being hunted by this fucking thing. Let's have a discussion where we're not being hunted.
Yeah, and like I said, and then there's one more thing to just bring up in that sense, just to be a dick. I'm just playing a dick, by the way. I know BBM's like, you need something logical. No, when it comes to Predator, I don't think logical. I just enjoy it.
Man, I hate that fucking discussion. I'm sorry. Like, I know you're trying to do that stuff, and I agree with a lot of points. Like I said, a discussion. I hate that thing when people are like, well, stop being logical when it comes to a fictional movie. Fuck you. Then why do people hate when movies have lots of logic?
Yeah, why do you hate Transformers?
Why do you hate the dark? Oh, how did Batman get in the city? Because he's Batman. Like, why do people question that? But when we question something else that people like, it's like, fuck. Like,
yeah, you guys, I hate that. Why do people question? It's just like Jurassic World, man.
Oh, you fucking bastard! What the fuck? Like, I'm gonna kill you. I'll kill you.
You done wiping your fucking nose like a child? Do you want someone to come over there and burp
you? Want your mama go over there and wipe your shit for you? There you go, baby. I'll be right there.
You missed the spot. You gotta get a little deeper, bro.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's odd. You, go ahead. Oh, actually, let me finish what the fuck I was saying. God damn it, Alan, son of a bitch, get me distracted and shit over his fucking nose. No, the thing is, what I was going to say is, like, because of everything I just said about Predator, and there's way more shit I could have said too, but I want to wrap this up. Sure. The thing is, like, when it comes to things like that, anybody can pick apart these movies, and that's why reshoots can fucking fix everything up. I know you're saying, like, dude, come on, like, it's fucking easy. It's not easy. This is a world that this Predator is in. And to make it authentic and make it feel really, really cool and really, really fun, they had to have respect for their own fucking universe. And everything is explained. When you do a movie that's not explained, it is really hard to do. And I don't ever think that someone like me and you should go into a movie and saying, like, hey, this is easy to do. It's fucking not. Especially when it has a character like Predator. Now, something like Call Me By Your Name, now that's something easy to fucking do. And they couldn't even do that shit right. That's why I get mad at those
I meant more simple as far as the premise, because like it's just, hey, this weird alien comes down and kills a lot of people. All we gotta do is come up with the reason it's down here. We already got that with the weird toy thing and some tech they want to get out of primitive hands. Why is it sticking around? Well, let's find a warrior. It's like Predator movies are pretty simple to make. Aliens are the ones that are like they're supposed to be complicated because there's a weird fucking like government thing that's going around there, but they just blow that dumbass shit out of the water by making it a stupid monster movie. But Predator doesn't seem that difficult. But to me, it's like, I'm sorry, but like you could have like other movies that don't have this level of reshoots or even reshoots this close to it. Imagine if Avengers Infinity War had reshoots in fucking January. We would all be like, what the hell is going on? But that movie had a development cycle, that movie finished its development cycle, and that movie released. Like Predator, like if 2 months is to me is too close to release to sit there and do any massive changes. This is like the last minute studying. There's nothing you can do in 2 months that's gonna fix your problem with your movie. If you discovered a problem, I'm like that to me makes me worried.
Okay, now with this whole topic and ending off with the main event, Mr. Ganja Guru, reshoots, is that still a bad word when it comes to movies? If you see the word reshoots on something, does it make you go, okay, this is going to suck?
It depends. With the Han Solo movie, it was one thing after another with that film. Just constant blowback of like what the production was going through, the change of directors, people like doing sly comments that were part of the set and whatnot that were just giving a hint that the film was not going to be as hype as it was supposed to be. And that was one thing that kind of steered me away. So it does have some credits when it comes to the idea of like it's just one of those things. It can turn you off, like the idea of like they don't have a set thing and they're going back to do a reshoot. So it kind of makes you get a fear in the sense that they're not as solid as their idea with the product as it's going to come out. So they're constantly doing reshoots, and that gives it a chance. Alan says, it kind of gives a chance not really to do much because 2 months is not really much of production time. They get a lot of like big story change elements or huge character developments or character interactions done. I think at that point you're just probably adding scenes that were already shot and just making them more effective and more good looking for the way the movie goes and progress. But honestly, like it's one of those things. Like I'm in the middle. It could be bad. It could be good. But you've got to watch the film at the end of the day to see if it actually affects it.
Exactly, yeah. So, with that said, we're getting the fuck out of here, too. I know you guys probably hear some background noise and everything, too. I got family over here. It's going to be loud. I got to make sure I have a different... I know, like, oh my god! Wait, you just play Mexican music, you racist fuck?
Yeah, really, I was about to make a joke that there's 100 over there, and you're like, oh shit, let me play the Mexican music.
Wow. People, once again, I'm nice, bad, and racist, hates women.
Funny, hilarious.
Yeah, no, not at all. The evil motherfuckers over there. I'm the nice one. And Allie's somewhere in there. She's kind of evil.
You're literally the meanest person here. Even though that me and Ganja can be meaner, no one will ever believe you.
Really? No. I highly doubt that. Everyone knows I'm
We can literally put a poll right now and you will lose 100% of the time.
Oh, people, in Amino, we're making that fucking poll. You're going to pay for that shit, motherfucker. You paying for that shit, son. But the thing is, before we even get into what you're going to be paying for, Mr. Ganja Guru, I'm going to be paying you some attention. But where am I going to be paying that attention to, sir?
Well, if you come down to the Facebook over on the Midnight Chat Attack page, you can go check out the Untitled Video Game Show every Friday at 7:30 Eastern Time, where me and my co-host, Mr. Birdman, his little co-host Penelope, play some video games, conversate, even do some bullshit conversation with the chat when they come by, and just it's just overall fun goodness for video games. We're gonna be playing Worms this coming week, so make sure if you come.
Shit, son!
I think we're gonna have some guests come by, so we might have Nick and Axel, our bi-weekly co-host Trace, show up. So that'll be fun, and we're gonna probably be yelling at each other. I'm gonna destroy you, Alan. I'm gonna win this shit. Fuck you.
You lost.
I'm gonna beat you both.
I won the first time around. That's all that matters. But make sure to come check us out at Friday, 7:30 CST time on the Facebooks.
Oh, and then there's another place that we can talk to you guys on, and you're gonna be checking later on tonight because I'm gonna be playing a poll. It's gonna make Alan look like a bitch. Where's that gonna be at, Alan?
Yes, well, while you're already on the Facebook post checking out me eating ganja and worms this coming Friday, you can also check out for the embedded link for the Amino page. Basically, the Amino page is where everyone is, for some reason, having a trending tag of me getting laid, which I'm not going to fight until the day happens. But yeah, there's a 24-hour chat that goes on, mostly yell at my opinions, and to send food pics that piss Nick off. A lot of the information we put for upcoming shows for the Ringside, the MCA, the Untitled Video Game Show, that's where all the information is going to be. Just random polls, pictures, all that jazz. Anything I forgot?
Nope, nothing you forgot other than I'm the best. Go ahead and say that.
No.
Go ahead, Alan. I'm the best.
Suck.
Don't do it, Alan.
Oh man, with that said, people, it's time for us to get the fuck out of here. I know I said that at least like 3 times, but it's all good. What should say? Just saying to get Alan to eat bird feed.
Bird food, I think she means.
No, well, feed. You can. They call it feed like for animals, right?
Yeah, it's weird. They threw it around. I just don't like bird feed. It sounds weird.
Okay, bird food. Anyways, you, sir, are you willing to do that? You want to put up a bet?
A bet? What do I gain out of this?
Well, I don't know. You talk so much shit about you're going to beat our asses at video games and you're the best and blah, blah, blah. How about when you lose, you have to eat some bird food?
Man. Yeah. No, what about if Ganja loses?
Okay, Ganja.
I'll eat some weed food.
Oh, you have to eat weed on camera.
No, first of all, we can't show that on YouTube or anything, or Facebook, so we'll get in trouble.
There's weed in here.
Okay.
It's not actually.
Don't you have to eat a vegetable?
Oh.
There we go. Get a carrot or something.
No, actually, you know what you have to do? You have to comb your hair back for an entire show all the way and stop hiding your
hair. No, he'll do that. I want him to fucking eat a vegetable. He hates
is
vegetables.
ridiculous. I know you're trying to go for a joke here, but it's like if that's what you want for him to eat a vegetable, that's way too easy for him. I'm sorry, but I almost feel bad for
That
him.
motherfucker gotta eat your Brussels sprouts, okay?
You don't like vegetables and you're disgusted when I said you have to eat a
Yeah, but
vegetable.
you gotta eat bird food. I win.
And if I lose,
Well, I'm not gonna eat a handful of it. I'll grab like they come in small little pellets. I can grab one and eat it.
and then if I lose, I will admit that some of my opinions are wrong.
Okay.
You have to admit all your opinions are no, not all.
Motherfucker.
No, if you lose,
Kinda right.
wait, how's this gonna work? Because okay, for people that don't know how worms work, is you can have up to 6 people. We're gonna have 4 people, hopefully 4. There's gonna be only 1 winner and 3 losers. So
Pyramid style.
No, I know, but the one who gets the last place is the loser.
I guess that's
I was
fair.
thinking tournament style. Me and Alan first, and you and Trey first, and the winner
No, that would take
go ahead.
fucking ever.
Yeah, I'll take
That would
forever.
take forever. Because the matches at least last 10 minutes. You're talking about like a 40-minute game. We'd have to have all 4 people in, and whoever wins gets exempted. Maybe everyone that loses has to deal with whatever the losing situation
Winner gets
is.
the choice.
What?
Winner
Oh.
gets the choice of who suffers.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea too.
There you go.
That's not. I like everyone suffering that lost. Because I think
No,
I'm gonna win out.
no.
Look at you're fucking evil. That's why you like that
Yeah.
shit.
Of course I'm evil, and I'm pretty sure I'll win.
He's hoping he don't get singled out, and Trey goes, "You Birdman, fuck you."
Because
PC,
every
by the
one
way,
of you,
ruthless.
every one of you, if I lose, every one of you is gonna pick me.
Yeah, bitch. Like,
Damn, I don't eat vegetables. I don't fuck with that shit.
Exactly. That's all I want to eat, a fucking carrot or a cucumber.
all I know is we'll be figuring that out, people. But there should be something different on Friday, and yes, I will be there. I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up now. Yeah, it's gonna be fun on Friday. I'm gonna have some fun with that shit. So, with that said, it's time to get the fuck out of here. And on the 3, and on that 2,
Up the 2, and on the
that
1,
tag chat, you fucking motherfucker.
Bird food even. I'm pretty sure bird food's poisonous.
Yeah, that should be fun. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Are you seriously playing that fucking?